What's going on, everybody? It is an ailed Q from Retro Q Gaming here, but this one couldn't wait because it's a moment of glory, a moment of gloating, a moment of, well, there's also a little bit of a negative side in it too, because this topic we're about to talk about now, it's not so much the topic at hand, but it opens the door to a bigger, more important topic that I've always, what do we call it, portrayed, I've always professed, and, well, we'll get into it now in a minute. So, the absolute 100% disaster, mess, travesty, train wreck, whatever your preferred adjective is, Battleborn is going offline forever. Now, we all knew this was coming because, well, nobody plays Battleborn. I can't even say that the 7 people upset about this announcement just will be devastated by it, because as of right now, I have it in front of me, at the time of recording this video, there are currently 0 players playing Battleborn on Steam. That's right, there are 0 players playing this game, if you want to even call it a game, on the world's biggest gaming platform. Imagine that. Imagine how flopped and failed that has to be. Now, there's a couple of extra small details to unpack before we go into the real meat of this video, the real part of this topic. So, we all know that Battleborn is an absolute disaster when it originally launched back in 2016, and it has never recovered. In fact, about a year or so after the game launched, in 2017, they said, 2K and Gearbox, they came out and said that we will no longer be updating the game. Imagine that, about a year or so after launch. I think it was maybe about a year and a half or so after launch, but they came out that quickly and said that the game was dead. So, yikes. Now, currently, all of this is scheduled to be shut down in January of 2021. Why it's lasting for just over a year at this point is beyond me. They could probably shut it down tomorrow and not a single person would mind. But strangely enough, they are continuing to sell the virtual premium currency called Platinum up until February 24th of 2020, which is kind of strange because that's almost a year before the servers are going to shut down, but they're still trying to eke out as much little extra pennies just for that premium currency, when who is going to invest in that, knowing that, okay, I can buy this stuff now in this game that no one plays and it's all going to be gone in less than a year. I don't know, the logic blows my mind here anyway. I'm not going to read out their usual little bullshit statement where they say, oh, blah, 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 sunsetting the game. No, you're shutting the fucking thing down. This PR speak needs to go away and everybody needs to start calling this crap out. Sugarcoating it, marketing words, buzzwords, PR spin, whatever it is. Now is where we come to the crux of this video, the whole proper important part that I want to talk about, and this gives me the perfect segue to get into it, and that is always online games. Now, there are always online games that some kind of partially almost deserve to be always online, an MMO for example, but there are tons of other games that are needlessly always online. And I've always said that what happens, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next year, but 5, 10, 15 years from now, whatever it is, what happens when these games are no longer kept up for commercial viability reasons? A great example I can use for this right now is Diablo 3. Now, currently Diablo 3 is the still ongoing game, but it's always online and it's absolutely needlessly always online, other than DRM and control and whatnot. So that even when the servers go down for this game, you can no longer play it, even single player. And with Diablo 4 eventually coming out, what happens when that does come out and several years down the line, no one's playing Diablo 3 anymore? Or again, several years down the line from that and Diablo 5 comes out, will Diablo 3 still be up and supported when no one's playing it? It's not a very good game with long-lasting legs like Diablo 2 was. But the whole point comes back to one or two things. Game developers want to make games always online for several reasons. One, they get to control the entire thing. They get to control when you play it and when you have no longer the ability to play it ever again, despite you paying real-world money for it and you don't get a refund. But companies want the ability to force you to move on to their next iteration of the game and re-buy it instead of continuing to play the old one forever. Let's use the Diablo comparison again. Let's say Diablo 4 comes out, we all start playing it and we don't like it, and we want to go back to Diablo 3. What if, at that point, Blizzard have cancelled it and completely shut down the servers, forcing you to either go back to Diablo 1 and 2, or rebuy 4 and play that? They want it as if you want to play the game, you have no choice but to buy the current, updated version. Now, unfortunately, the only way to combat all of this is to not buy these games and tell them that we're not supporting this. However, it has to be done in such a large scale, which is never going to happen. Which is a bit of a shame, because this applies to all platforms, Xbox One, PS4, PC. And surprisingly enough, it actually worked on the console side of it at the start of this generation, when both the Xbox One and PS4 had always online only DRM, but such a backlash was had that Microsoft patched it out publicly and Sony patched it out quietly. But the problem is that still, you need this on such a large scale for a high profile game to flop. Most people won't do this, unfortunately. They will just buckle, they will cave, and they will say, oh, well, it's a game I love, it's a franchise I love, or it looks cool, it looks fun, whatever it is. And they'll buckle, and it sends the wrong message to the publishers. Because then the publishers will see that, fuck it, as long as we put out something that we know they can't resist, they're just going to buckle, bend the knee, bend to our whim, whatever it is. But anyway, where do you sit in on the whole always online situation, especially when it doesn't need to be? Have any of your favorite games that you used to play that were always online only shut down and now you can no longer go back to them? Or are you worried that going forward, something you play that is always online will eventually go away? Let me know all that good stuff in the comment section below. Hit the appropriate button to let me know how I did on the video, and while you're at it, why not head on over and hit the subscribe button and even ring the little notification bell. Granted, getting a notification from YouTube in current year about a new video upload or live stream or whatever is a whole other story. But hey, at least you can say you tried, am I right? As always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the rest of the videos in my channel.